What's happening, people? Welcome to Music Monday. And today in the Skillet, we're going to be talking about a tune I wrote for the band. It's on the Life Got in the Way album, and we're on that album now. We're making our way through it, so we're up to the third track on it, and it's a tune I wrote called Jackson Hole. So let's just dive right in. What is Jackson Hole about? Well, Jackson Hole is about Jackson Hole, Wyoming, and Teton National Park and Teton Village. These are all places that we would go or we played when we were out there touring. So the band used to play in Teton Village at this little bar called the Mangy Moose. What a fun place. We played 3 nights in a row when we were there because, get up to Jackson, it's kind of remote. So we'd do a 3-night run. I remember one night in the winter we got on stage and it started snowing when we started first set. And by the time we got done at 1 o'clock, it had snowed over 2 feet in just the period. It was unreal, like a whiteout. Didn't even slow the Cowboys down, man. They got their 4-wheel drives and everybody took off. We got stranded in Jackson, Wyoming for probably, I don't know, 3 or 4 days before we could even get out. What a great place to get stranded. So when you listen to this tune, everything in it is either a real place in that area or some place or something we did or I did that when I was in that area. It's all real. None of it's made up. So you hear references like, I'm heading up the old Cascade Canyon, and that's one of the hiking trails in Teton National Park. Making my way up to Hurricane Pass, we do these long hiking runs. I mean, some of them could be 25, 30 miles, and I'd backpack and go up in there. And I had a couple of days off and just see, especially in the summertime. Would not do that in the winter. Of course, the Mangy Moose was the place that we played, and that was just, anybody who's ever been out there knows the Mangy Moose. I mean, it's kind of the institution. It's been there forever. Snake River, I make a reference to that because I know I had a good friend named Jeff Miller who ran a skiff company called South Fork Skiff where he made these trout fishing boats, and he got us on the Snake River one day trout fishing. That was a blast. We went right by Harrison Ford's house. I remember sitting in a leather shop one day in downtown Jackson, sitting there talking to the lady at the counter, and in walks Harrison Ford. I was like, hey man, I just went right by your house fishing the other day. It's kind of an interesting conversation. I've met all kinds of fascinating people through that band and places I've ended up in. He walked out of the store and I was like, does that happen often? And the lady was like, oh yeah, that's just Harry. He's in here all the time. So funny little Jackson story when, when Han Solo walks in. So everything in this song is situational, either happened or it's a real place that's there. So when you listen to the lyrics, I kind of got the idea, my family being from Texas, and my dad worked in the oil fields when he was younger. So with a pocket full of dreams and a hunger to make my way up to Jacksonville, just any kind of reference, kind of using my father as a figure to think about getting out of West Texas and just going up the mountains and going west and just seeing what else is out there. So I kind of tied all that together in with all the imagery and stuff that's around Jackson, Teton Village, and Teton National Park. All right, now, so that's what's in the skillet for Music Monday is a tune I wrote called Jackson Hole. So for you guitar players, quickly, I'm not going to get into this one too much, but first thing you got to know, it's in Dadgad. So drop both E's to D, drop your B string down to A, and then put a capo on the 2nd fret. In the D position, that's in the key of E, so this one's in E. But I pick it in the D position, what kind of makes it sound like that kind of vintage country rock Jupiter Coyote sound. I did put a track of Gidjo on this one too, that banjo roll that's going behind it. But on guitar, it was just... That's your intro. So you see, it's kind of a bluegrass country rock tune. Anybody wants me to really break that down, all you got to do is chime in, and I can show you how I play it, or join my Patreon. Tell me you want to do it. You want me to put it up there, and I'll do a video of it and really break it down so you can see all the picking licks that I'm putting behind it. All right, so for Music Monday, that's what we got in the skillet tune I wrote for the band called Jackson Hole. It's a fun song. It's one of my favorite ones. I wish we'd play it more. Well, we do every now and then. Myra and I play a lot in house shows, but it's a wonderful tune. By all means, go listen to it if you've never heard it, and please share it. And that's what we got for Music Monday, and as Paul Harvey would say, now you know the rest of the story, and you do.